Hello everyone, and welcome back to more mysterious recipes with me and her.
Hi. Yeah, as you might notice, those of you who've been with us for a while, we are in our OG filming location today. Due to a combination of factors such as roommates, etc. But also, what all do we have going on right now?
Well, that's not why we're here.
Well, that's part of why our filming routine is shaking up moving forward, at least for a little while. Would you like to tell or show?
I'll show. It's not focusing. Oh, there it is.
There you go. She's leaving me, you guys.
It's gonna be okay.
She's staying in state, but moving a fair ways away, so we are gonna need a little while to kind of figure out what our new routine moving forward goes like. So we'll be figuring that out together. Honestly, we're probably for a while gonna go more toward she's making the dog cry thinking about it already.
I already gave her a treat. I don't know what else
she's sad because we're talking about you moving.
Luca does not like me that much.
Let me stash her really quick.
Stash her?
The dog is stashed for the moment so we can actually speak without being spoken over. But right now we're thinking we might start doing some more Twitch streaming again, at least for a while, because that's something that will be easier for us to do remotely until we kind of work out our new schedules and how actually visiting periodically.
You better visit.
Well, also like where to film, etc., all that with the different work schedules of us and the people that we live with.
Yes.
So, yeah, changes to come, but we aren't giving up on the channel. We're just working out the new normal.
The new norm.
Anyway, we are here today for our
last coffee video. Oh my word, I can't believe we're finishing out a year of coffees.
Yes. So we had a prompt for this one, which was Farmer Cuts Down the Oak, I believe. This one, this and the December one that we did when we first started off are the only ones that really told us details about it in the screenshots. And that prompt for this one was that it did use the hazelnut syrup that we do see in the cafe and use in some of the coffees. So we know this needs to include hazelnut syrup in some capacity.
And we're still figuring out the name, so you're gonna hear us spouting names. I told her we should name it the Squirrely Twirly, but she doesn't like that, so we'll have to think of something else.
Acorn Harvest sounded great, but then we realized it sounded great because it's already the
name of
milkshake from Scoop, and we were just remembering that and thinking fondly of it. So we will figure out a name at some point, but we know what the flavors are going to be for this one, and we're going to do something cozy for November where you want something yummy, but with all the holidays and everything else going on, you might not have time to make an over-the-top coffee, but you still want something that tastes good, that's comforting, hot, cozy, all that.
All the good vibes.
There is one food that is especially comforting, especially when you have it nice and hot straight from the oven, which is something I go bananas over.
Oh my word, what could that be? Banana bread?
We like to think of this as the coffee that Nancy would make for Ned if she was actually a good girlfriend and didn't just like make a habit of forgetting their anniversary, since it's a whole thing where guys have taken up saying that banana bread is the guy equivalent of buying them flowers.
Which I didn't know. I'm gonna have to
educated
make
her on
banana
that
bread
today.
for my fiance.
But yeah, we're gonna be doing like a banana nut coffee today. So obviously to start off, well, we're going to need banana, but we're also going to need, let's go ahead and make our hazelnut syrup.
Let's get it started.
So that we're going to make on its own first. It's going to go into the banana sauce when we're all done, but we're going to make that separate because A, it'll make it easier to keep track of amounts, and B, that way you'll have just a little splash of the hazelnut syrup left. I can't speak today. At the end that you can try some of that in just a regular coffee later on to see how that would taste in a coffee, as it's quite delicious. Highly recommend, but we still needed a little bit of something more extra than just hazelnut and coffee. So for our hazelnut syrup, what are we doing?
First, we're going to combine the 2 tablespoons of white sugar and 2 tablespoons of brown sugar into our pan with a 1/4 cup of water and heat that up.
And we're just going to heat that until the sugar dissolves, really.
Alright, can I get a 1/4 cup of water, please?
Okay, let me find a measuring cup. I'm just gonna heat this on about medium to medium high. Temperature doesn't really matter a whole lot, it just will be faster or not.
You know what I've been getting really good at the past few weeks?
What's that?
I got a new phone recently, and it just automatically downloaded some games on there. And Mahjong was on there. And I
You gotten good at it?
am amazing at it. It tells me I'm awesome.
Oh.
And that's really nice.
I don't have anything telling me I'm awesome regularly.
It tells me I'm awesome every day when I play. It's like, wow, amazing. I got the flip phone, and I was too young to have like the flip phone back when they were a thing.
I was not, and I
her time
loved them.
period.
I had the slider phone and electric blue slider. You could pop it open. I love that thing. I was honestly so upset. The only reason I phased it up to something better is because I wanted a better camera, and I have still been upset that I haven't been able to get a phone that size like that with a modern camera.
And I
love that thing. It was iconic.
But the thing about this that I like is, though it is unlike the old-timey flip phones, you can hang up by just closing
Which
your
she
phone.
found out by accidentally hanging up on someone.
I did, but it's kind of satisfying. I need to have an angry phone call with somebody so I can just snap it closed. So call me one day.
I feel like she's gonna practice on me. I'm gonna be her angry phone call. Alright, our sugar has dissolved and it is starting to bubble. We just need to stir in our hazelnut flavor. So, unfortunately, I did have to order the hazelnut extract. I don't know if it's just because we're in kind of like a medium to small size town, but I could not find this in a physical store without having to go to like the next properly big city. We did order this online. And we can include the link for it.
Amazon?
Yes, we can include the link for that later on, but that is where we are getting our hazelnut flavor from. 1 teaspoon of our hazelnut flavoring.
Because she doesn't trust me. What is this?
Yeah, it's more of like, it's thicker.
Ew! It's like glue.
It's almost more like, it's more like a syrup, just unsweetened. I don't think that was quite a teaspoon, so let's add like 1 more drop so we get it nice and hazelnutty.
It smells like,
And I'm gonna cut the stove off.
not anymore. Like, as soon as it got hot, it got a different scent. Before it was hot, it smells like almond extract, kind of.
Now it smells like hazelnut. Doesn't
It
that
does.
smell amazing?
That smells actually very good.
So if you wanted to make any of the coffees from the minigame that use the hazelnut extract, you can stop here with the syrup and just pop it in the fridge until you finish using it.
It smells like a candle.
It kind of does. It smells
Are you
really
sure this is
good.
edible?
Yes. No, I trial ran the extract to begin with to make sure that it was good as is. I made some of the hazelnut syrup to begin with. It smells like holidays. It smells almost Christmassy.
like a candle.
Yeah,
Which is why I verified that it was edible.
But it does smell really good. I'm going to set that off to the side. When it cools down a little bit more, you can try a dab of that as is just to see how the hazelnut syrup tastes on its own.
Alright, so
And now we're going to start making the banana sauce component of our coffee.
let's get a banana.
Yes. Now you're going to want a very nicely ripe banana for this, like you would do in banana bread. We want to keep working that flavor in. I have had these bananas sitting on the counter all week, so let it age for a few days so it gets nice and brown first.
This didn't work out.
gonna take that banana and mash it up as well as we can into the pot, or into a non-stick pan. Non-stick if you have it, if not, just whatever your least sticking pan is.
Is that a word?
Yes, it is now. And just mash it up nice and small because you don't want chunks in your coffee when you're done. The chunks kind of take away from the experience. But also with it being very ripe like this, it'll help break down a little bit more as it cooks. Doesn't that look amazing? Don't you want to eat it just as is? But we're gonna make it even better.
We're gonna add half a tablespoon of butter.
I'm gonna cut this burner back on to about medium so that we can cook that banana a little bit, melt that butter, and then we also want to stir in just a couple more things in the moment.
We're gonna add some maple syrup.
Yes. How much maple syrup?
2 tablespoons.
Okay. So this, if you don't use actual maple syrup and you're using maple flavored syrup, cut that back to no more than, I would say 1, because this is a lot less sweet and this is already going to be a pretty sweet coffee. I forgot to mention, when you're making the hazelnut syrup, if you want your coffee to be fairly strongly flavored, you can cut back the sugar to 3 or possibly even 2 tablespoons so that you can still add a fair amount of your sauce to get the flavor without it being a super sweet coffee.
And we're also going to add half a teaspoon of cinnamon to this mixture.
Do you want a measuring spoon? As much as you don't love cinnamon overdose.
There we go.
That's a very scientific measurement there.
I'm trying to start being more of an eyeball cook.
Okay. I wouldn't think that you'd be eyeballing it with cinnamon when it comes to coffee.
I'm trying to eyeball
Like
it.
how you feel about those things. Now it's just a very thin sauce with some little chunks of banana in there. We're going to cook it over the stove. We're going to cook it for at least 5 minutes. We want it to get all nice and hot and bubbly. And and let the banana cook a little bit so it gets more of the bread flavor.
And while
less of a
that's
raw
going,
banana flavor.
we can probably go ahead and get our coffee started, right?
That's true.
I need you. We're gonna use a little mocha pot here at this household. We do not have an espresso maker, sadly.
Yes. The espresso maker is at the other house. So this is a pretty standard sized mocha pot. It'll make about 2 cups of coffee. And so I'm just gonna fill it almost to the top with water. This thing here,
For the coffee, the espresso.
and let's get our coffee grounds. We have 2 coffee options here today. We have espresso beans, or we have our earthy Sumatran. That's not actually all that earthy. I bought this back when we were trying to do our dirt coffee, and it just didn't live up to it. We'll do the espresso bean. Alright, let's grind a few beans.
This also looks like it's a natural brand, even if it's not. Oh, it is USDA organic. Have a sniff. Smells pretty good, right? Okay, we're gonna pour in like 2 tablespoons worth.
We can peep it up a little bit. It's fine if the coffee's a little strong for this.
I love me some strong coffee.
I know that people say there are some tricks to using the mocha pots where you get a creamier brew. I have not mastered those tricks yet, so we're just gonna do like some standard coffee. And we're just gonna pop this on a burner over, there's no rush on this. We can put this on like medium to medium low heat until we're ready for it. We're gonna add a little bit of water to this because we don't want it to scorch or anything while it's cooking, but we do want to let it cook a little bit longer. I think we said a quarter cup, 1/4.
Add another quarter cup and go ahead and add your teaspoon of vanilla as well.
The vanilla is just kind of there to round out the flavor. The water is
excuse-
there to keep us from it sticking.
Excuse-moi, a half teaspoon of vanilla.
Oh, okay. Hazelnut syrup's probably cool enough that we can taste
I don't
that.
really want to just taste syrup.
Well, it's like the barest touch on there, just so you know what it's like. Is it hazelnutty enough for you? Does it taste like a candle?
It tastes a bit like a candle.
She broke the camera.
It does taste a bit like a candle smells.
But in a good way, right?
If you like wax.
It does not taste like wax. So anyway, we added some more water to this pan. We're going to cook that until the water fully dissolves. And then we're going to work some of that hazelnut into it. But we wanted it to get a little extra cook time, which is why we put water first.
That's dry. Let's add the syrup. How much are we adding? We're going to add a 1/4 cup of our hazelnut syrup to our little banana mixture.
Banana. And anything that's left of your hazelnut syrup you enjoy in regular coffee as is.
Looking quite saucy.
You sound quite saucy.
I'm trying to go for Professor Hotchkiss.
Oh,
Do I sound like her?
maybe a little.
I feel like she says saucy. Doesn't she? Doesn't she call somebody saucy?
I
Like
don't
her dog or
remember.
something? Am I like misremembering?
I don't know. Comment below if you remember all the things that Professor Hotchkiss says to her dog.
She calls somebody saucy, I feel like, unless I'm making
It sounds like
this up in my
something she would
memory.
say. Alright, so our sauce is made. We can go ahead and assemble our coffees. To really get the right amount of the flavors in there, I would say about 2 tablespoons for a standard size cup. That green cup is pretty small, so we're probably going to do more like 1 tablespoon of the syrup of our sauce.
A baby? Coffee.
Beautiful.
And we're going to add a splash of half and half.
However much you do there is up to you, depending on how creamy you like the coffee. I like mine fairly creamy.
It's quite hot. Very hot.
Yes, very hot.
Very, very hot.
I mean, I guess we could add more half and half to cool it down, but optional. This
It
part of why
smells
this is a
good.
good one for cold weather to really take the chill off. And you'll have some extra sauce left, so you can put that in the fridge, and then when you come inside from being out in the freezing cold, you just
If
make
you
yourself
get
a cup of
freezing cold in
coffee.
November, we do
There's
live
a
in
lot
the
in there.
south, so.
Well, we usually get some cold, but it's all over the place. We don't really get snow.
Apparently the weather predictions are that we'll maybe have a colder winter this year.
That's what they keep saying, and it keeps not happening.
So we'll see.
So, yeah, it's a bit hot to drink right now. I'm gonna give that a minute. We've got about 4 tablespoons left here, so this recipe will make enough for about 3.5 cups, standard mugs worth of coffee.
Perfect.
And this is just gonna go in the fridge when we're done. We've probably got about enough hazelnut syrup for another 1 or 2 cups worth right here. Look how golden that is in the light. Unfortunately, the sunlight's coming from the other
Looks a
angle,
bit like
you don't see
honey.
it as well. It kind of does, especially in the sunlight.
Be pre-warned, if you get your mocha pot out and use that, it's going to be piping hot. Which is very nice for warm, as Emily said. But you cannot sip on it right away unless you have like a still
See how it is now?
proof mouth.
My cup is cooler. Not by much, but slightly. Still very hot, but you can kind of sip off the
How
top a
is it?
little.
I burnt my mouth earlier, so I'm being
Gotcha.
extra careful.
We're gonna have some bread and jam while we let this cool off.
Bread and jam and bread.
Got some homemade sourdough
You're supposed to sing with me.
and jam and bread, coffee with jam and bread. Is that better?
Yeah. Let's try, shall we?
Every time I try to drink coffee, the dog starts barking. Let me let her in.
Very light, actually. I'm getting a bit of hazelnut. The banana's not super strong.
Yeah, neither the hazelnut or the banana are super strong in this,
It's quite mild.
which I think makes it an easier
Sip
rounded one. Yeah, just
Yeah.
to have something warm and cozy. I do think it would go well with banana bread,
Yeah, I bet it would.
which I should have made but did not get around to today.
That's okay.
Honestly, considering how skeptical we are about like butter and coffee, I think we're warming up to using butter in our syrups for coffee.
Lots of people put butter in their coffee though. It's not weird. We just feel as if it's weird because we're not used to it.
Well, I think I would not enjoy as much just butter and just coffee.
Honestly, it doesn't
That's
taste
not so
bad
much
as
something
long
I
as
would
you're
like.
putting
But
unsalted.
I think you also need to use like a good butter.
Yes, you do.
So, I don't know that this coffee is quite good enough to earn Nancy forgiveness for bailing on her anniversary,
Scared me.
but I still think that Ned would quite enjoy it, especially if he got to sit
think
and
Ned
spend
would
time with
enjoy-
Nancy to drink this,
Anything if Nancy put in the effort to make something for him.
or to make time for him.
Like imagine
Can you imagine if Nancy actually made something for Ned? Like, he would not know what to do, this poor child.
I don't think you would.
No. He'd be at a loss. He'd be thrilled, but he'd be like one of those rescue dogs that's been abused this whole life.
I
And
feel
then
like
you
we're
finally
kind
take
of-
it into a loving home.
We're kind of slandering Nancy. We love Nancy.
But she's not the best girlfriend. I mean, like,
Silence.
I was trying to think of something to say,
nice.
but she's not the best girlfriend. But I mean, at the same time, Ned would rather be with Nancy and not have the best girlfriend than to be not with Nancy. So you kind of have to respect Ned's wishes at a certain point.
That
if they both
depends on
want it.
what Nancy Drew you grew up. Did you grow up with game Nancy Drew, or did you grow up with book Nancy Drew? Because book
And
Nancy
so,
Drew.
which version of the books? Because depending on which series of the books, Nancy's a better or worse girlfriend.
Nancy's a bad girlfriend in every one of the book series. She
she's worse.
She cheats on Ned. Let's be honest with ourselves here. Oh, that got a little more banana-y. I feel like the best dating Nancy was the game Nancy because she's not cheating on him. And I don't feel like that's even in the sphere of how we feel about Nancy in the games. Like, I feel like Nancy game would not at all.
I don't know how peach jam is gonna go with this coffee, but that's the kind of jam I had in the fridge.
Ooh. Quite tasty. I love peaches.
Yeah, I just don't know how well they'll pair. I love this bread. This is probably the most consistent I've been about doing anything useful all year outside of work.
It's maybe not the best, but it's not the worst either.
Probably just buttered bread would have worked better.
Butter and jam? That's the way to go, people. You need to put butter and jam on your toast.
Right. It will be a while before dinner's ready.
The coffee.
Mm-hmm.
The more I sip on it, the more I get of those banana notes in there. And the hazelnut, it's not strong, but it is consistent.
None of the flavors are overpowering.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, you can always add more of the sauce in order to get more of the flavors. But if so, you would probably want to cut back on the sugar a little bit, like we were saying earlier, because then it can get really sweet really quickly. Yeah. Right now, it's fairly sweet,
but not too.
Mm-hmm.
But that's like, it's overall, it's very good. It's not too strong it's very mild, but in a good way. But overall, it's a fairly rounded coffee.
Ned, if you're watching this, we hope that you and Nancy get to share a banana nut coffee together sometime while in the same city, in the same state, in the same continent. But
we're hoping for you, Ned.
We know it might be a while.
Alright, y'all.
I have to finish my toast so I can go back to my coffee. I still don't know what to name it. We'll figure that out when we finish editing.
Alright, y'all. Until next time, whenever or wherever we see y'all.
We have to go cook dinner now. Sadly, it's not going to be a Nancy Drew recipe. I've already obligated to something else tonight. I was about to say I don't know any Nancy recipes that would work for this because we're doing lamb, but actually Shorty wanted to do lamb ragu. So I could have figured something out, couldn't I?
You could have.
I'm a failure. Failure of a chef and of a YouTuber.
Oh my goodness. Alright. Arrivederci.
Bye guys. Like we were discussing earlier, if we do resume doing some Twitch streaming kind of while we're in the in-between figuring out the new normal schedules and actually trying to be in the same city at the same time, we will post in the community section of our channel to give y'all a heads up anytime that we know in advance that we're going to be able to do some streaming. But we think that'll be the easiest to do right now since we can do that separately and put the screens together. But until then, mystery time. There's a mystery. For the record, this is just juice in here. She keeps waving it around today.
We're also above 21.
Yes, well, we are a very family-friendly channel.
We are. It is lime water.
Yes.
Very delicious.
I was looking for the bottle, but we already threw it away.
We need a fire. I'm cold. Baby, it's cold outside.
Well, my fireplace I don't think is hooked up, so
I really can't stay.
Your hands are cold, gracious.
I know.
What did you do to them?
I'm just cold.
I didn't warm your heart just by being near me?
Not yet. You gotta work on that.
So mean. Don't worry, she hasn't gotten any nicer to me since she got engaged. It has not brought her inner sweetness out.
Wow. I've been a lot nicer. I haven't
me?
harassed you as much at work.
I think that's just because you've been too busy to.
Well, that might be part of it, but you know, that's irrelevant.
Just gonna give this I didn't stir it at all.
The fun thing about working together is I get to bother her all day, every day usually.
She usually takes that opportunity up every day, all day.
And she's been really sad the past few weeks because I haven't had the time to do it.
Lies.
She hasn't been able to sit at my desk and eat lunch with me It's been very depressing.
I've been sitting in my
her.
car with a book.
You see what I mean? She's depressed.
Hush your mouth.